Okay, here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do a cooking stream today, and this time I have a little more light than last time. Today we're going to be making tonkotsu ramen. For those that don't know what tonkotsu ramen is, it is basically panko crusted pork chops that are put over traditional Japanese ramen. Now, I know some of you may have the notion in your head, ramen is ramen. Ramen comes in those packages you get at Walmart for like 36 cents or whatever, or 50 cents or anyways. So yes, there is instant ramen, but traditional Japanese ramen is made a bit differently. It may surprise people what actually goes into ramen. So today I'm going to show you how to make actual ramen, but I need to get an apron on because I don't want to get stuff on my clothes. Not for this one. I don't want to get stuff on my shirt or my pants, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to grab our apron and hopefully everything will be okay. Gonna put our hair in a bun. You wash our hands before we start, but first we're gonna make sure we got our apron strings all tied together. Gotta get the apron going, and then we're gonna do a lot of things you'd never ever really think you'd do. Let's go cooking things today. Okay, here we go. Got my apron, now I gotta wash my hands. Always remember, if you're gonna start messing with food, wash your hands. Make sure your hair is out of the way. Don't get hair in your food. I don't care if you think it's extra protein, we ain't doing that today. We're gonna be doing extra protein in our food. Not like that. That's real gross. Real grody. Let's not do that, okay? Okay, cool. Got that. I'm gonna need a few bowls for this because I'm gonna have to prep eggs. I'm gonna have to prep panko. And I also need to grab oil. I am short, so I'm gonna have to grab a step stool too. Now, I'm too short to reach the bowls, so I'm going to have to grab a step stool. Because when you are very, very much on the short side of things, you can be... Normally I would just try and gremlin this and use like utensils to just pull down the bowls. However, I am very short, so we're going to be doing a bit of prep work. So we're going to need some bowls. I don't know how many bowls we're going to use, so we're just going to grab a good estimate. Also want to show you how to make mini parfaits, but that's another thing. Alright, we'll do that eventually. I feel like the mini parfaits would be like something we do beforehand, but that means I'd have to make pudding from scratch. Okay, so right now my apron's coming undone because I didn't tie it all the way. Because I did a derp and it didn't tie it all the way. Somewhere in there. Got it. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take some eggs. We're gonna not drop things. That's probably the first thing we're gonna do, not drop things. You are gonna need eggs. If you have an egg allergy, you may have to find a different protein substance to bind this with. Oh, I need to get the oil down. I shouldn't have put the step stool up. Ah. Okay. Be cool, calm, and collected. No, I'm chaotic and full of anxiety. Ain't happening. Okay, too short for this. Okay. Got that. There. What do you use? Canola? I think it's canola. Yeah, it's canola. Got this. Alright. Some of you might be like, why are you wearing a tank top in your kitchen? I'm wearing a tank top because it is currently like 97 degrees outside, and I'm going to keep myself cool because, yeah. Now, I've got pork chops. My thing is, find them on sale. They're still in date, they're still good. Anyways, one of you things you may not know what it is. Y'all remember those animes with Naruto, and you remember the fish cakes that they have? Well, fish cakes sometimes come in little tubes like this, and it's the spiral fish cake thing. So, what I'm going to do for tonkotsu ramen today... Oh no, my eggs! They're all in one basket. No, the distributing. But, yeah. We're going to go ahead and start some eggs. I don't like the texture of the eggs. But you want enough eggs to decently coat the... This is fine. To decently coat the pork chops. So that's going to be... That's 4, 5... Gross. 5. And we'll do one more for... Accidents happen. As long as you keep things clean, accidents can happen. That's fine. We all make mistakes. And some of us can be kind of a klutz. But as long as you can work around that, and you can work with that, use it to your advantage. Alright. Ew. Don't like that texture. Go ahead and wipe that down really quick. Take a whisk with me and let's whisk up some eggs. But you want to make sure you got a nice egg wash to put on. Make sure those are nice and beaten. Alright. Now what I've got for... I want to add shiitake mushrooms to mine because personally, mushrooms. Get some shiitake mushrooms. These are dried mushrooms. So generally you can just add them to the ramen. They'll rehydrate. There's a recipe on the back. I may have to save that for later. And as for the ramen noodles, so you can use the ramen that comes in the ramen packages that you get for instant ramen. You can use that. You can also use like organic ramen noodles, or you can go to like any Asian market out there and grab ramen noodles. Which personally, I want to use the ramen noodles that I got at the Asian market. Just personally. No salt added. Lanzhou fresh noodles. 2 pounds of noodles. Who eats 2 pounds of noodles? Am I eating 2 pounds of noodles? I don't want to eat 2 pounds of noodles. I could barely eat a pound. I could eat like a package. Like a tiny package. Okay, but anyways, distractions aside. There is ramen broth you can get already prepped if you want to make this easier on yourself. Or you can go a whole different route and make actual like ramen broth. But we're going to go the easy route today because I don't feel like pushing myself. So you do what you're comfortable with. That's fine. But for right now, we're gonna get that open. Got that. And I've got another bowl. Panko. Now, why do we have panko? Well, we have panko because I gotta use scissors for this. Okay, we have panko because we're gonna be crusting pork chops. But one thing you're gonna want to do with the pork chops before we even start that, I'll show you. If you want really tender pork chops and you want them to turn out really nice, I'm gonna do a decent amount of panko. Just a decent amount. We're not gonna use all of it at the moment, but we'll use a decent amount. Got panko, eggs, pork chops. Pork chops you're going to want to tenderize. Gotta beat them! Gotta beat your meat. You gotta beat your meat. Oh, jeez. I'm going to get banned from Twitch for this. And hydrate as needed. Alright, so the meat tenderizer, but also meat tenderizer seasoning, because you want these to be extra tender. You want them to melt in your mouth. So, thin chops. They're gonna be thinner is what I'm gonna do. These are kind of thin. Oh no. If you can't have pork, you can substitute and do chicken instead. That's perfectly fine. Can't do chicken or pork, do beef. If you can't do beef, tofu. I don't know. Whatever works for you. But it is okay to not be able to do meat if you can't do meat. Or if you're lacto-ovo-vegan, or if you're vegan. I also need to boil some eggs for this. Gonna have to grab a couple more eggs. Gotta do some excellent work. Yeah. Gotta make your ramen good. Gonna make my ramen understood. Okay, so hello. And then gonna want to boil some eggs in water. So let's go grab the water. I'm probably gonna have to take an allergy med if I do consume eggs, so just precaution on that, because I cannot consume eggs by themselves because my body decided no, fuck that. And so if I do eat eggs, I've got to take precautions, and I've got to, that is cracked open, I can't use that one. Gotta use precautions and gotta take allergy meds. I need one more egg, but you can't boil a cracked egg. I mean, you could, but that would be very messy. And you want to minimize the amount of mess, minimize the mess as much as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let those boil for 3.5 minutes, but you gotta get it to a boil first. Where is my meeting? Where is my meeting? Got it. Meeting. Mirin, sake. If you're under the age of 21 in the US, do not be using alcoholic products or products that contain alcohol. That is what we're going to have to tell people. I've got fish cakes. You also want to make sure you're not going to cross-contaminate this. So always clean your surfaces, especially if you're working with meat. We're going to make sure get that all heated up for a bit. So while we're tenderizing those, we're going to go ahead and put the... Why am I so short? We're going to go ahead and put the tenderized meat on a plate for now. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and tenderize. Now you could season the pork chops and you could add garlic and onion and stuff. But we're going to go a bit simple with this. Seasoning is great, and I love to season things. But sometimes simple is okay. Simple seasonings are okay sometimes, unless you are just doing salt and pepper, then you really need to reconsider your life choices. I get it, sometimes it's a cultural thing for some people to just do salt and pepper. Actually, I think that onion and garlic wouldn't be too bad. We're gonna get a little bit of onion, The texture of raw meat. Why do I do this to myself? I may seem like I am relatively okay, but the texture of raw meat, raw meat, eggs, generally anything in that general vicinity. Garlic, boom, boom, boom. The garlic, onion, salt, pepper. Because seasoning, that's why. I will try to slightly sear these a little bit. Butter spray. So you don't have to keep adding butter or oil to the pan. I will slightly sear these because I do want these to be extra tender. So I'm going to pan sear these. There we go. We're all over here, apparently. Okay. We're going to pan sear these and make sure that those get nice and toasty on each side. I'm going to have to grab another plate for when those are done. I'm too short for most of the stuff in this kitchen. Too short. Way too short. And so, 1, 2, get it nice and pan seared for a bit. May take a couple minutes, maybe just a minute. I don't know. You entertain yourself. But you want to get those nice and tender, slight searing on both sides. They're going to turn relatively white to light golden brown, but these are pretty white. However, that's okay. I'm going to sear them. While that's searing, we're going to go ahead and grab another and get them tenderized. pepper and salt. And garlic, onion, go ahead and flip those over. That one seared a bit. Eggs are boiling. So about 2 more minutes on the eggs since they're finally actually boiling. Try not to touch your skin, your face, your hair, whatever you need to touch. Don't cross-contaminate your area. But for right now, those are seared. I'm going to let those sear a bit. Now if you want light golden brown on the pork chops, that's fine. But if you light golden brown is going to be like that. And that is perfectly fine. But you also do not want your skillet way too hot. You keep it, if you're using a gas stove, around 2 to 3 or low to medium heat. Cooking with too high of temperatures can cause problems. So don't cook with too high of heat. You may undercook something, you may overcook something, you could burn something. But always take precautions, especially if you are messing with things. I do need to clean the surface. I need to clean the surface after I'm done. Okay, so salt, pepper, garlic, onion. Always clean as you go. We're going to go ahead and grab that. Go ahead and put up the meat seasoning, meat tenderizer seasoning. Finish tenderizing. That. Remember that this is the only time it's okay to beat your meat. Okay. And that is because you're literally beating meat. You're tenderizing meat, that's why. Accidents happen. Accidents happen, but... Which one of you is meowing right now? It's a good question. Pepper, salt. Keep on the skillet really quickly. 1. Okay. We're going to go ahead and throw these things away while we're at that. Keep your workstation clean. Since this had meat on the surface, we are going to have to clean up this area here. That's okay. Also for water. Sanitize your workstation. Keep it sanitary. You are cooking things that people put in their bodies. So, keeping things clean, super important. 1, 2. That goes to the sink. Alright. Turn off the boiled eggs. Now that we've got that, we're going to take this skillet and give it a good rinse because we need to use it for oil. Don't want to give it a good rinse. And then get that going. Let all the water evaporate out of there. So, pork chops. I'm gonna let those cool a little bit because you do not want to touch something that was just in the skillet. Safety is a priority. I know some people may not think, oh, I could just pick that up. Please don't, because you do need to be safe about handling things, especially if the meat is still steaming and hot, and 3rd degree burns are not a joke. Neither are 2nd degree or 1st degree burns. Okay, so while that's cooling, and that's getting all the water out of it, I'm going to go ahead and open the fish cakes. Because sometimes it is okay to experiment. I've never had these before, but it is okay to try things. It is okay to try new foods. Why is this double packaged? Naruto maki. So it's steamed fish cake. Good to know. No wonder Naruto loves ramen. Oh, I get it now. Okay, so I've got this. I'm gonna need a small plate for that. And I'm gonna need to start the oil. So we're gonna start a low heat. Maybe low enough. Gonna take the canola oil. You can use canola oil, you can use sunflower oil, whatever works for you is fine. And while that's heating up, it gives us enough time to mess with the fish cake. Oh, that is cool. It's very colorful. Just pull the giant white tube out of the thing. Giant meat stick out of a package. It's got that spiral like in the anime. Which reminds me, I'm gonna try to start doing like anime cooking streams where we try to recreate, be safe with your knives, try to recreate actual dishes from anime. It is definitely, that's gonna look really cool. That's cool. You wanna try and get a few fish cakes. So you're gonna cut these about 1/4 of an inch, maybe less, depends on how thick you want the cakes. But you're gonna cut those, and when you cut those, it's gonna have that nice little, pink swirl. Which I wanna know what they use for that pink swirl. What do they use for that pink swirl? Is it like fish of some sort? But we are definitely gonna be, I kind of want several of those. So cool. Basically, okay. Oil is still heating up. We're gonna let the eggs kind of cool off. But we are definitely doing some ramen today. And you can get the fish cakes at any local Asian market. Or if you wanted to order them online, you could do that. It's whatever is available in your area, and if you're able to have the pescatarian variety of foods. Pescatarian just means the fish variety. Pescado! Yeah, pescado, it's fish. No, you can't have the fish. That's not for you. No, not for you. I don't even know if I can feed you this. Would it be safe for you? I don't think it'd be safe for you. Can't do that, Salem. Sorry. But since this is actual fish that has been made into like a fish cake, we are going to use caution with the cross-contamination. Make sure it's not near, like, on top of other food until it actually cooks. Is it fully cooked, or it's steamed fish cake? Allergens, contains fish and soybean products. Oh, that's what it is. Manufactured by Thailand. It's in Japanese. I can't read kanji to save my life. I could read a few of these symbols. A few of them. Kind of. I haven't studied enough Japanese to do this. Ingredients: threadfin, breamfish, water, tapioca, soybean, salt, sugar, soy. Red dye. This product can expose you to chemicals including that blah 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 blah. Processed in a facility that contain. What is this? Bah. Okay, so it'd be great if it's steamed fish cake, which means that it is cooked. At least hopefully. Warning, consuming raw fish can be a risk, so you take a risk. I don't know if it's fully cooked, but it is steamed, so I'm assuming at my own risk, that it's cooked, hopefully. You have complaints, sir, and I don't know why you have complaints. I can feel the heat coming off that oil. It's on a low heat, but still. Excuse you. You know, we don't do this. No, we don't do this. No, sir. No, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so you got all those chopped up. Nice little plate of fish cakes for the ramen. Take that. Clean your surfaces. Wash your hands, clean your surfaces. Wash your hands, clean your surfaces. And remember, throw away your trash as you go. Boom, 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 boom. Trash, trash, trash. Cool. Now that oil should probably be heated up, and this should be cool enough to touch. This should be okay to do. Alright, so we're going to take that cracked egg and put it in the other egg container. Boom, boom, boom. I want to make pudding, but I think we're okay for now. So let's go ahead and take the pork chops, slightly seasoned pork chops. Hello and welcome to the stream. Alright, slightly seasoned pork chops. You're gonna need a plate for after we cook those, so what we're gonna do is get a plate down. And we're gonna keep that plate near this. Oh, right. We're gonna need tongs. So you got those eggs, let them cool for a bit. We'll peel them after they're cool. So, tongs. You gotta tong about it. Something's tong with this. So we've got the pork chops, lightly seared, lightly seasoned. Take the panko and the egg wash. I am touching eggs and it is disgusting. Sorry, I just have an aversion to touching raw eggs. It's just the texture. Sorry, my brain's just spazzing on that one. Okay, so the thing about this is you're not going to put the panko back in the bag after you've used this, because you've just had meat and raw eggs that have touched this, so you're going to do a second wash. This is going to get very messy, so just fair warning on that. It's going to get a bit messy, but sometimes good things come out of messes. I'm kind of one of those things. Anyways, gonna make sure that's nice and breaded. Take that over to the oil, which should be hot enough. And you're gonna let that cook for a bit. And we're gonna take another pork chop while that is going. sometimes it works better if your eggs are room temperature. So just a future note on that. Gonna get that coated in egg and cooked. Doing the things. Doing tonkotsu ramen today. Alright. I don't even get paid to cook this. I don't get paid to cook. If I did, I'd cook more often. But I'm gonna make sure we'll do one more coating of panko and egg. Oh, gross. Anyways, it just looks so wrong. How do people eat this? Anyways, we're gonna do that. I got stuff on my hands and it's uncomfortable. Okay. So while I'm washing my hands over here, general rule of thumb with hand washing, whenever you are washing your hands in like a food service place, you want to wash for 20 to 30 seconds. However, if you don't know how to just count like 20 to 30 seconds for hand washing, it's the same exact time it would take you to sing your ABCs or the American alphabet, or it would take you to be able to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. General rule of thumb. So, one side is cooking. We'll turn up the heat to low to medium. And we're going to make sure that this gets nice and cooked. Everybody wants to cook tonkatsu, but they don't know the first thing in Japan. Everybody wants to go make their own ramen, but sometimes they just don't really understand. Everybody wants to do things, but luckily we're going to go ahead and take that for a bit. And then we're going to go ahead and flip that over. And the thing with this, reason why I'm cooking the pork chops before I coat them in panko and egg, 1, to tenderize. 2, because sometimes you can fry stuff and you don't know if it's always cooked all the way through. This ensures that this gets cooked all the way through your first frying. So it's just a helpful thing in case you're not aware. We're going to go ahead and put this in the sink with the other dishes, which I will wash. So we're going to let that go for about 2 minutes on each side. Not yet. It'll be a nice crunchy, crispy, golden brown. I don't like frying things. I may be good at frying stuff, but I just don't like to eat a lot of fried food. It's not the best for you, but sometimes. Mushrooms. Oh, they come in a container in the bag. Okay, that makes sense. Shiitake mushrooms. I kind of want to just eat those. That's why that smells familiar. Miso. It smells like miso. I'm just like, wait, that smells like the miso powder. I like miso powder. That's what it did. It shut off. That shut off. The light shut off. Awesome. Fantastic. I was like, wait, that smells familiar. Right. It smells like miso. That makes sense, because I think miso is a soybean or mushroom base. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this, flip it over, get that going. Alright. Gonna make sure that it's golden brown. But yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We also need to cook noodles, but we're gonna wait till we got all the toppings taken care of first, so that whenever I do cook the ramen, we can just add it to the bowl with the broth and then put the toppings on top, and you're good to go. So right now, We're gonna make sure this gets nice and crispy and golden brown. Has a nice crispy edge to it. Go ahead and take a look. Not yet. One more time. 2 more minutes. One more fry. Oh, sorry. So we got that going. We're going to go ahead and take the other panko crusted pork chop. And we're going to go ahead and take care of that. It's on my hands again. Yeah. Why? I don't like making fried meats for a reason. Not just the fact that it's fried food, but also the texture on the hands. Okay, we can do this. We're gonna go ahead and see if that is what it needs to be. Looks about right. Awesome. So, panko crusted pork chop. It's gonna look like that. Flip it over. It's a nice golden brown on both sides. And it should be cooked all the way through on the pork chop. So we're gonna fry this pork chop and hopefully that gets done. So right now we're gonna take the other pork chop and do another egg wash. Egg wash and panko. Okay. Boom. Oh, it's on my other hand. Okay. Have fun with your food, but don't try to, like, make yourself uncomfortable. I make myself uncomfortable because I love to cook for people. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna have to wash so many surfaces after this. I'm not the biggest fan of fried foods, but I do know how to make them. It is a downside of knowing how to cook. Sometimes. There's one thing you need to know about cooking and chef work. There will be things you really don't want to touch. There will be things you really don't want to partake in. But sometimes there are people that want specific things for you to cook. And regardless if you like cooking that or not, sometimes you get paid to cook things that you're not comfortable with. Oh, why is the texture like that? Get off my hand! Gross. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and flip that one really quick. Do not touch fried foods directly in the oil. Okay, so we got this going. That's nice and golden brown. We're gonna try to get this. Oh, I got hummingbirds out there that are trying to get the sun catcher thing because it's brightly colored. Whoops. Alright, I can do this. Definitely gonna have to fry that a bit, but it will be okay. Anyways, who all is in the stream chat today? Let yourself be known. Don't be shy. It's not like I bite. Alright, let's go ahead and flip that one. Hello, Maria666. Anyways, we got that, and we're going to try to get the tonkotsu part of that done. Just takes a bit. So, sorry, I have like stems I do while cooking, just things. a bit longer. You want this to be done right. But everything's an experiment when you're cooking. Sometimes you find neat things to cook. 1, 2, 3. Trying to get the meat portion of that cooked. It just takes a little bit of time. Okay. It's getting there. Almost there. Yo! Try not to splash hot oil everywhere. It can be quite a bit of a mess. And don't touch hot meats. General rule of thumb, if it's hot and too hot to touch, do not burn yourself. There's 2. Do not put your health at risk. Okay? Okay, cool. You got an understanding of that. Awesome. Egg wash, panko. Gonna want a good egg wash panko ratio. Let's go here. Boom. It's usually easier than having to touch the pork chop repetitively. Okay. Boom. Alright. A little more panko in. I'm trying to do this one hand because I don't want to touch this. Okay. So that's trash now. And recycle. Box is recycle, bag is trash. And go ahead and wash that off. Alright. Hopefully that's looking good. One more side. One more time. That's hot. And while those are frying, we will try to see if these are cool enough, and if not, we're going to have to do something about that. Sorry, slightly shaking this. May have slightly messed up that a little bit. That's okay though. I need to put these in a bowl while that is frying. Go over fry it. I don't know. I think so. I feel like maybe not. I feel like I may have soft boiled these. I may have soft boiled these. I don't know. No, they're hard boiled. Yeah, well. Yeah, they're hard boiled. They're hard boiled. Okay, we're good. They're Gucci. I want to try and get the hard boiled eggs. The shells off the hard boiled eggs. Just have a few technical difficulties in here. That's okay though. Sometimes there are technical difficulties everywhere in life. And sometimes that's okay. Get it going. Not everything's going to be perfect, and that's okay. But I will try to hurry on this so I can get the pork chop out of the skillet. I'm pretty sure one of them may be a little overdone. A little bit. That's okay though. to get that washed off real quick. Alright, let's go address that one and get that out of there. Relatively done. Boom, boom, boom. Now we can flip that. Let that cook for a bit. Finish the eggs. Okay. Finish getting the eggs out of here. Why is it like that? Did I let it cook all the way? I thought I cooked that all the way. I don't want to cook any more eggs. God dang it. I was pretty sure I cooked all those. So like soft boil? That's soft boil that. Please tell me I didn't soft boil that. I didn't want a soft boil. I wanted a hard boil. That's rough. That's rough. Okay, so there were some tiny technical difficulties on the eggs, and that's okay. But not all the eggs you peel are going to be perfect. You're however going to have to address some of the eggs that didn't turn out very well. So we're going to grab a few eggs. About egg siding and address the eggs that didn't exactly come out okay. There we go. There we go. Cooking ASMR. That's a little overdone. The difference between golden brown and then a little burnt. Anyways, let's finish out the egg wash and get that tackled. And we'll try and do our best at what we can. Boom. And then one. Why are you barking at things, man? Okay. Boom. Alright. Then, I don't like that there is a shell on that. Gonna go ahead and, your dog has issues. Grab that. One last pork chop. And it should be good to go. So, tonkotsu is just pork ramen, fried pork cutlet ramen. Pork cutlet is just a panko crusted fried pork chop. Okay. Alright. And since it has had raw egg, there we go. We're going to clean up our surfaces because, yeah. That is what you do. And we're going to need to clean up the surface. Wash your things. Wash your bowls. Wash your hands. Wash your surfaces. Okay. wash your surfaces. Definitely. Did not exactly plan on doing a cooking stream, but that's what I felt like doing today. Okay. There we go. It's all tackled. And clean up my hands. Alright. Boom. Okay. So now we're gonna check on things and make sure that we can flip things over if needed. Which looks like we need to flip things over. Alright, let those cook a bit longer. Boop. Doing new things in a brand new way. It's alright all that all day. What was it? I think it was letting the eggs boil a little bit. We're gonna let those eggs boil for a bit longer than we did the other ones. Granted, this is how the other ones turned out. That's okay. Not the prettiest, but you only need like 1 or 2 of these. I'm gonna take an allergy med before I consume any of those with the ramen. Making sure I take allergy meds in advance because you do not want to have an allergic reaction during. That'd be bad. It's like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. Okay, so we can't breathe. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Granted, also need it for the seafood, so that's gonna be fun. Sometimes we make things we can't eat. Who's there? Maria666. Hi. Sorry, I just saw the message. What am I cooking? I am cooking tonkotsu ramen. First, we are starting with the pork cutlet part, which is pork chops that have been tenderized. Then you pan sear them so they're cooked all the way after you've started to fry them, so they're cooked all the way. Then coat them in panko and egg wash. Fry that to make the pork cutlet part for the top of the ramen. Then we're going to start doing the ramen. I cooked the eggs. We've got shiitake mushrooms that have been dried. And we've got the fish cakes. If you've ever seen the animes where they have the fish cakes in the Naruto like fish cakes in the ramen, that's what these are. I'm making a Japanese style ramen. Can I eat this? I mean, generally you can make this yourself, and that's what I'm teaching people is how to cook this themselves. If you can have pork or red meat, you can probably eat this. If you can have mushrooms, you can probably eat this. If you can have fish, you can probably eat this. But if your religion or something prohibits you, like allergies and stuff, from being able to eat pork or fish, dashi, or mushrooms, or anything like that, you might not be able to eat this. If you have a gluten intolerance, you might not be able to eat this because the noodles do contain gluten. So ramen noodles, I'm going to be cooking these. But I am teaching people things that they can make so that they can try this on their own, in their own kitchen. I can come over to your house if you want. No, sorry, I don't invite people over to my house. Alright, there's that. Plus, I don't think my roommates would really appreciate people we don't know. Let me just get it out of there, turn that off. Alright, there's that. There we go. Pork cutlets are done. So they're going to end up looking kind of like that after you've got them all fried. So I got those. not very good with jokes. I take a lot of things literally. Sorry. So, here's that. Making sure it's clean as you go. So I wanted to cook my roommate something that they oh geez. It's okay, I just now am reading Scotland. So there's 2 people from Scotland. Well, how you be? Go ahead. Start the water for the ramen. So the thing with traditional Japanese ramen, the noodles are cooked separate from the ramen broth. I'm making tonkotsu ramen. Tonkotsu ramen is a Japanese ramen that is basically you take pork chops and you coat them in panko, you fry them, and then you put that over ramen. You can also add fish cakes, shiitake mushroom, and eggs and seaweed. So right now, I'm going to grab some of the seaweed packets, because I will use seaweed for mine, because I like seaweed. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of things. Okay, so it's not cooking a lot of things, it's just there's a lot of steps. But I like to teach people to cook because on the days that I have the pain tolerance to cook, I want to share the love of cooking with people and teach them to cook something new and something they can do on their own. And if they need simpler ways to make this, that's fine. I'm not gonna tell people they can't go out to the store, get an instant thing of ramen and call it good. Like, whatever you're doing is good enough. But I'm making more a restaurant style ramen, and that's just what I'm choosing to do because I know that my roommate went to Japan once and they loved the ramen there, so I am basically surprising them when they wake up with the ramen that they had in Japan. So that's what I'm doing. Ah, oh, jeez. I got bad knees. That's okay. Alright. Got that. I'm going to make sure that the ramen broth, you can use instant ramen broth. You can also make ramen broth from scratch if you want to, which would be dashi stock, mirin, chicken broth, garlic, onion, soy sauce, and you just do that as a base. But right now, you can also use a miso base as well. I'm going to do this. But yeah, hello to people across the pond, I guess. I didn't know that there were people that were stopping in from across there. I don't have much cash right now. I'll donate some racks when I get my next paycheck. You don't have to donate anything. I don't ask people to donate because you never know what someone's going through. And personally, I would love to do more cooking streams, but I'm not really known for my cooking streams. I'm just known for doing art or Minecraft or stuff like that. But I have had experience training for chef work whenever I was in high school. I went to a vocational school and got certified in chef work. but pain issues kind of make it hard to actually follow through with going into chef work. So I cook when I can, and I like to make really neat food for people because it's just something nice to do for people. And sometimes food is a good love language. Shows people care and the amount of care that you put in for yourself as well. Let's see, this one, is this concentrated? No, not concentrated. Recyclable. Awesome. Contains soy. But yeah, I'm going to probably do that. Start that on a low heat. And we've got the frying portion done. So we no longer need the oil. I'm not much of a drinker. I don't drink. I choose not to. I may be 31, but I do not like drinking. I know there are other people that may have a partial to drinking, and if you have a partial to drinking, you are old enough to drink, I would recommend drinking sake with ramen, because that's usually what's paired with it, or soju, which is Japanese rice wine. You can pair that with it, or you can do like a draft beer, but that's generally, in the US, you have to be 21 and up to consume alcohol, so generally you can do that if you're of age in your country. For people, I'm trying to understand if I would get in trouble. I'm not drinking on stream, but if I show you what I use for cooking, I don't know if I would get in trouble. Like, sometimes recipes call for sake, and this is the sake I use for cooking, like bases for takoyaki or things of Japanese nature. What is that? What is our notification? TikTok notification. That's recyclable. And so that is coming to a boil, and you want to get the water boiling. What's the time over there? Right now it is 1:36 p.m. So it's afternoon. I believe over in the UK it's around 6 hours ahead, or 6 hours. So you guys are about 7 or 8 p.m. Maybe 6. I'm not good with time zones in that region, but I'm assuming because there's a friend we have that lives in Wales, so they're about 6 hours ahead. So about 7:30, 6:30, 7:30 over there. So yeah, that's the only reason I know what time it is in like the UK area right now, is we have a friend in Wales, and so it's like, they're 6 hours ahead. So I'm just like, Scotland. That's in the same region, I think. I know that a lot of Scottish languages, Gaelic, I want to say Gaelic, or is it Scottish is Gaelic, right? I don't remember. I might be wrong on that. I'm gonna try to grab that. What was this? The UK is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Okay, so you've got Scotland, you've got England, you've got the Northern Emerald Isles. Because I know that a lot of people from Ireland prefer to refer to it as the Emerald Isle. I think, if I remember correctly. Because I remember there were a few people that were from Ireland that I've encountered who refer to it as the Emerald Isle. Emerald Isle, which is like the Emerald Island. So I'm going to put these in here. I get a little ramen bowl. Also, in Japanese culture, it's very, very insulting to stick sticks straight up in rice or in ramen, or leaving sticks straight up in anything like chopsticks, your utensils. Leaving them straight up is an insult, and also is generally something they do for like funerals and memorials, they'll put it in the rice for like the dead. So when you are essentially stabbing chopsticks in food you're serving someone who's alive, you're basically giving them the unspoken go fuck yourself kind of thing. That's an unspoken thing. If you are doing that, it is a huge insult in Japan to just have chopsticks straight up, or to pass things from chopsticks to chopsticks. It's a big insult. I haven't gone to Japan or visited Japan, but I try to research all the taboos and all the customs they have, because I do want to visit one day. I originally went into chef work because I thought it'd be nice to eventually be part of like a maid cafe or do stuff like that. However, you don't see very many chunky maids, so sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Just depends on the part you go to, but majority of them are relatively nice looking. Okay, get some ramen noodles. These feel so weird. Okay, one. And we'll go ahead and put in another one. And I think we'll do a decent portion size for that. So these are gonna go back in the fridge. So ramen noodles. My camera light decided it wanted to automatically shut off because timing. But these are going back in the fridge to keep it fresh. There's that. And I'm gonna let those eggs cool, let the ramen boil, and hopefully I might make some pudding to make small parfaits, because I feel like a parfait would be a complimentary dessert to go with this. I just need to find what I'm doing with my brain right now. I need to figure out what I'm doing with my brain. That's a big thing. Alright, so while those things are cooking, I can try and show how to make some parfaits. They'll be miniature parfaits, so it won't be too bad. Let's see. Should be decent. So right now, I've got parfait glasses. These are small. Well, here in the US that would be considered like small. But we're pretty big portion sizes over here apparently. Got that. I need to try to address that. Grabbing this because I want to do this a specific way. One of these, I want to do a caramel brownie strawberry parfait. So while those are cooking, strawberries and some caramel sauce. Alright, so right now, got some caramel sauce. I'm taking the cheap route on this. Caramel. Boom, boom. And while those are cooking, make sure those don't boil over. I don't know if these are going to be too big for this, so I'll definitely kind of chunk that up in there. I cannot consume chocolate. Not because I don't like it, but just I risk things if I try to eat chocolate. I could technically do it, but it would just kind of hurt. Chocolate. I'll do a decent sized strawberry on top of that. Need to find a paring knife for this. And take that off. This looks good, but also it looks like I'd be in a world of hurt if I ate it. But I think it'd be nice to give to the roommates. 1 fresh strawberries. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I don't know what caused people to come into the stream today. But welcome in, and I'm glad that you're at least entertained, or whatever's going through your head. There's that, and here's that. If I eat the raw strawberry, I kind of want to eat the raw strawberry, but damn, it does look good. Raw strawberry always looks good. Maybe like a little bit. Maybe I'll eat like a little bit of raw strawberry. It's not gonna kill me. It's good though. Alright. So while that's going, pastry bag, so we're going to do this a very unique way. Probably not that, but there's that. Alright. I don't know when the other roommate's supposed to come back. I know he likes strawberries, so that'll probably be a thing. Okay, there's that. There's that. We're gonna take the whipped cream and hopefully do something with this. Should be able to. Right about there we go. When you don't have a piping bag, you can just kind of do that. There we go. And just kind of have makeshift parfaits. So while those noodles are boiling, which I need to grab tongs. Should be good. Turn that off, turn that off. Alright, so we got little parfaits. Strawberries, brownies, caramel or caramel in the UK, and whipped cream. But now we can do the ramen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do some shiitake mushroom. I want shiitake mushroom in mine. So just a few of the mushroom. That one looks like a uterus. But do some fish cake in here. And we're gonna do some seaweed. So sure that there's some seaweed in here. I'm gonna do the toppings first. Well, most of the stuff you have in the ramen. So we've got fish cake, shiitake, mushroom, and seaweed. We're gonna go ahead and pour broth over that. So we got those. Then the broth, we're gonna do noodles, then broth. So I'm gonna take some noodles here. Take some ramen noodles. Really, that is a massive amount of noodles. I did not want that many. I just want a smaller amount. Just a smaller amount. Why does this have to be difficult? Come on. Why does it have to be difficult? Oh, almost. Can I have just the noodles in here? Thanks. Hot noodles. So you got the noodles, and then the broth. Alright. And then I'm going to add a little extra shiitake mushroom because I want to do so. I like lots of mushrooms. These are dried shiitakes, so they'll hydrate in the water. And then grab some more seaweed. Mine's not going to look as pretty as a lot of the Japanese ramen, but it'll be relatively okay looking in comparison. Alright. Take an egg. And we're going to take that boiled egg and I gotta take allergy meds before I do this because eggs are generally not very safe for me. 1, 2. So you've got ramen. And then I need to chop up some of the tonkotsu. So I'm going to take that one and I'm going to cut up the tonkotsu or pork cutlet into strips. And it's nice and cooked all the way. It's got a nice crispy crunch to it. There's that. There we go. And there you go. Tonkotsu ramen. And then you can just serve that. But yeah. I'm glad that whoever decided to join the stream today joined the stream today. Thank you for the follows and thank you for the conversation. I hope that everyone has a good day. Remember, eat something if you haven't already ate. Take your meds. Drink water. Take care of yourself. And try to have a good time zone wherever you are in the world. So until next time, you'll have a great day and take care. Bye everyone. Feel free to follow for more content in the future. Bye.